right. Good morning, everyone. We are live with Constantin from TradingView. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, good. And thank you very much for your time. And thank you for allowing me to be here.
You're more than welcome.
We are turning on the video, right? Or
Oh,
what are we going to do?
yeah, sure. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to, man.
Yeah, cool. Let me try.
Ta-da.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay. Hello, everyone.
Good to have you. So right now, looking into your office, this is the TradingView office, I imagine.
Yeah,
Part
right.
part of it.
It is.
How,
Yeah.
where
Well,
where is this located exactly?
well, this specific one in Russia, but because I'm currently here in our R&D office, but we also have London in office in London and New York, so I spent a lot of time there as well.
Okay, so you guys are pretty international at this point,
Yeah, as all of us these days, for sure.
right? How long have you been at TradingView for?
Like from the very beginning, we started probably in 2011.
Really? So you've seen it all.
Yeah, yeah, it was a long time ago. And like before we start, and you keep asking your questions, so let me uh, stress one thing that I'm not going. What I'm going to tell you is not like official position of the company, but mostly my personal opinion. So I'm definitely playing pretty big role in the company, but now we are like big enough to have like investors, board of directors, and all this stuff. So the opinion might be different. And just to understand, like you started to ask about background. So the big reason why I'm doing this now with you, that is my desire to be closer to the community. And it's a funny thing that we did such things before, probably even before you came to this business. We did hang out with Low Strife, Flibber, Wix. I'm not sure if you know these names, but these like old school crypto influencers. And it was like 2013, maybe 2012, even before all this hype started to happen.
Yeah.
So it was really great fun. I got really awesome feedback from these guys. It was really friendly discussions, and I still love these guys. So that is why I'm trying to do the same. Like we became much bigger than that days, but yeah, we started at 2011, and I'm still trying to lead the product, not the entire company, but definitely the product.
Yeah, that's a really good mission. I mean, you more than anyone knows that it's really important to be in touch with your community and to know like what they want, what they're thinking, and all that. So it's really cool that you get to come on because like this is one of the I guess fresher channels. The guys from 2012, 13 aren't really here anymore. They're most likely retired. So, that's awesome. So I guess like the mission of this stream is just to get as much as I can to you from the community and as you can to the community in exchange. Because I know, a lot of people are always want, I guess, the best or the most from a business, and when you're on the other end of it, it's not always easy to deliver on time, to deliver exactly what people want. So,
Yeah.
yeah, especially crypto people. I mean, I find that they're very like they want things fast. You know what I mean? But yeah, so let me see here. What are some things about from the crypto community that stand out to you, and that you were like, okay, we need to fix this. This is like really important. Has there been anything recently that's really come up to your radar in terms of that?
You mean from a feature standpoint, or what?
Sure, features, yeah.
Like, it's really interesting question because, and maybe I'm missing something, but in general, like crypto is just another asset, which is pretty much similar to everything what was happened before. Yeah, there is like there are some things which make it unique, but in general, I would say 95% of features are like universal and can be applied to any kind of assets like chart, technical analysis, screener, portfolio, all this stuff. As to the crypto things, we definitely need to add some popular exchanges as data feeds, and from trading integration standpoint. And this is what make like mostly unique for crypto things we're working on now.
Okay. How in terms of that, how big is the crypto community versus, stocks and all the rest? Do you guys know the percentages in any way?
Well, it's pretty interesting question because it's not always possible to split, trader and differentiate it, because if you look at trader profile, you usually just want to be profitable and look into the assets you want to invest now, which has like good liquidity and volatility, right? So a lot of people I knew before who were stock traders or future traders, they now also trade crypto. And vice versa. So you can easily make really good trade on Tesla, for example, even if you own crypto assets. But we definitely know the numbers from the standpoint of how many like tickers requested, in general, I can share with you the details. So it's 30, 30, 30. So 30% is crypto, 30 stocks, 30 forex, and 10 all the others. Okay. So from this point of view, it's fair enough to say that probably like 35% of our audience are crypto-oriented guys.
That's huge. I was not expecting you to say that.
Well, yeah, it's huge, and it's like funny story, because again, we started this really early days in 2010 or 11, and that days, people who connected like crypto exchanges was mostly like crazy, because it was really low liquidity, low volatility, really early days from technology standpoint. A lot of like shady things with all that exchanges who. So yeah, we started it long time ago, but it generated this traffic from crypto world we have now. And
like, what do you love the most about working at TradingView? Like, what is it that's kept you there since the early 2011, 12s?
Well, the funny thing is that we started even earlier, I would say in like 2001 or whatever.
Wow.
So because TradingView is not our first project and product. Before, we built a platform called Multicharts. You probably
I've definitely heard.
So Multicharts, we own Multicharts as well. So Multicharts is our product. It's like a really complicated, really functional desktop product, which does a lot of like crazy things like portfolio backtesting, automated trading, like different type of volume-based chart types like volume profile, footprints, market delta, all the stuff. So it's like huge. So some days we decided that, okay, like it's enough. We need to try to build something really flexible, low cost, mostly free, on the web, in the cloud. And we started to basically building the same, but on the web. So that days we did something similar like Google did with Google Docs versus Microsoft Word. So they took the same mechanic, the same functionality, but make it like in the cloud, easy to use, and all the stuff. So we started like probably
20 years ago.
20 years ago. Yeah.
That's crazy. Speaking about features and all that, like if someone's watching right now and they want to see something implemented into TradingView, where can they go to make a request like that? Is there a place?
Well, so frankly, my personal opinion that you should do it on Twitter. So because it's really we are doing our best now to monitor everything you guys posted on Twitter. We are trying to be as responsive as possible. We are not always really good, but we are doing our best. So if you also you can easily go to our help center and just create a ticket, and we also analyze all this. But it's important to understand that we probably receive like
Thousands.
500 tickets, and most of them are requests per day. So it's like thousands per month for sure. So, and it's not always true that as soon as you send your feature request, we will implement it right away. So,
Of course. Like, what's the process for that? Like, when someone gets a request, is there a certain like chain of command that goes up, or how does that get worked on?
well, so everything is pretty simple and straightforward. So we have our internal task and project management system, and there are like counters on each feature and functionality. So as soon as we see that this one is top, we are trying to implement it as soon as possible. So basically, we are building our backlog based on the number of requests we receive for a specific functionality. And also, it's important to understand that we do have a lot of experience in this area. So we built multi-chart before. So there are some aspects like backtesting or automated trading or like portfolio we did before. So we pretty much understand what is necessary and how to do it. So we definitely implement some things just based on our understanding of how it should work. So it's always a mix.
Yeah, fair enough. Earlier, you were talking about adding some different exchanges to your API and all that, and different functionalities. What are some platforms you're looking at adding, if I can ask?
So yeah, for sure. Hopefully I can share this information, but from the trading integration standpoint, Gemini going next. This is mostly for sure. So we have like strong relationship with these guys.
Okay.
It's regulated US exchange, so they are going to be the next one. I know, and this question mostly for our BizDev guys, but I know that we are talking to Binance about further steps. So probably Gemini and Binance are the next ones.
Very cool. Like, what's the biggest challenge? I've always wondered, like, if I ran TradingView example, I would get them all, right? What do some exchanges not want to give that information out? Like, what are some challenges in terms of listing them, or is it just choice?
Well, it's really funny thing that I would definitely agree with you if I don't know how it works in reality. So the problem with crypto exchanges nowadays that I think that they are too big and have too many things to do, that in some cases they're simply not interested in integration. So they can easily say, guys, we do not have resources, we do not have time.
Really?
Our priorities are different. So I think that it's probably because they're still like struggling,
Mm-hmm.
trying to address all this interest and all this volume,
Mm-hmm.
and they are really busy in building their own technology, improving security, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
their servers, all that.
So for them, integration with trading, you definitely
Mm.
one of the priorities, but not always the top one. But we definitely moving in this direction because it's absolutely clear that nobody of them being able to build a terminal of this level, and
Mm-hmm.
they do not need to build it because we already have it. So
Mm-hmm.
their biggest advantage is a backend, whatever, like maintaining security, keeping clients' money, whatever.
Yeah.
And our expertise is terminals, front end, and all this stuff. So sooner or later, we will be connected for sure, but it takes time.
That's actually a really good point. I never thought of it like that. Like for example, if you're in your exchange and your own country's persecuting you for having an exchange, then you have a lot of users, so you're overloading a lot. The last thing you want to have is more customers to break your exchange.
Yeah, it's exactly. And by the way, this is one of the reasons why we do receive some negative feedback from our users and customers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for example, they keep requesting connection to the exchange, either data or brokerage, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and we keep delaying it, not only not because we can't implement it on our side, but just because exchange does not provide some kind of like API or fixes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's really challenging. It's happening all the time. But as soon as we see a trend that only big players stay on the market,
Mm-hmm.
it's becoming better and better. So I think that the crypto market and crypto exchanges will be very similar to what we see on stock side of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like whatever, 5, 10 huge players
Mm-hmm.
with really solid security and technology, and that is. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we are moving in this direction.
Okay, like in terms of crypto at all, do you have any investments in that, or are you strictly on the back end?
Well, if me personally, so I own crypto only indirectly,
Mm-hmm.
just as a company.
Mm-hmm.
We do have we some bitcoins, and we decided to keep them,
Mm-hmm.
and so for the future.
Right.
But I personally, frankly, I do not trade crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, just because I am not smart enough to do this. So I spent like years trying to understand what is happening in this market,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still not good enough to being able to understand like what is this, how to trade it efficiently,
Mm-hmm.
why it should like grow or vice versa, and all this stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really funny that we are doing so many things for crypto world, but I personally like stay in the um,
In the
yeah.
clear.
So yeah.
I don't blame you, man. Like probably what you're doing is one of the smartest approaches: buying, holding, and not messing with it. But yeah.
Yeah, and also like as you probably understand, I spend like 10 hours per day in our office, either here or in London or in New York. So I am
Working.
really busy to building features for you guys. So
Right.
like, and trading is not, if it's active trading, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can spend like 30 minutes per week during the weekend. So you definitely need to read all the news, understand what's going on, how it works here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really time consuming thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided that like active trading is not as critical for me as building a product, and I think it was like right approach. So I do have some long-term investments, but nothing else other than this.
No, thanks for your honest answer, man. Speaking of active features, to anyone listening right now, if you guys have any, thoughts or anything you'd want to see brought up on TV, just feel free to comment. Someone on Periscope, Crypto Trev, he, he's asking, why can't pro members use Renko? Do you know Renko, the indicator?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever plan on adding Renko to different levels? Because I personally have been trying to use Renko as well, so it's personal to me too.
So like
Not a priority.
no. So what is happening with Ranka specifically? So we do have this chart of this type of charts. So we actually implemented it 6-7 years ago. And by that time, it was really unique functionality, especially among the web platforms, right? So we made it as a part of pro subscription, and it's still a part of pro subscription. And like, I can definitely raise this question on our meeting with like founders and directors. So, but theoretically, we can make it a part of free subscription. I just need to understand what are the real reasons of doing so.
Right. I think it's because a lot of people are starting to migrate towards Renko, and I can't speak for the community, but there's one trader who's been using it really successfully, and I've noticed a lot of community members wanting to learn it as a tool. So like that's one reason why I brought it up.
Well, yeah, for sure. But like, first of all, from the very beginning, so we are giving away a lot of and all basic functionality for free. So if you compare our free version with Yahoo Finance, for example, you will see a big difference, a huge difference. And I personally do not think that our service or like service of our level is too expensive, but like if you are active trader and this tool helps you to be more profitable, like paying as low as like 15 or whatever dollars per month, it should be affordable. And believe me, like having all this cloud infrastructure is not free, is really expensive. So keeping all these features running in the cloud, being able to develop new features, support existing customers, it's all really expensive. And I would be really happy, believe me, I would be really happy to make everything for free. But it's not doable because in this case, we will simply not be able to build this product. So you have to understand that we are not a broker. We are not an exchange. We didn't do ICO. So as you probably understand, we could do it. But like our entire philosophy of founders, that we are trying to be really transparent to our users and sell only advanced tools to make you more efficient on the market, but without any hidden costs. So this 10, 15 or whatever, like even like $60 we charge for the subscriptions. This is the only revenue stream we have. And we use all this money to keep building like more features to make you guys more efficient on the market. So if this logic works, so if we're able to build these tools which in the end of the day give you more than like $15 per month, so this is win-win. And until we're able to do it, it's alerts or Ranka or any, it's okay, because again we need to keep moving forward, and we want to be brokerage and exchanges neutral. So the only way we can keep moving forward is pro features. So.
Right. That's a really good point. I want to ask in terms of like, does TradingView see itself responsible to protect its community against scammers? And if so, like, how are you guys able to to accomplish that? I'm sure you guys get a lot of impersonation attempts, all kinds of stuff like that. People trying to abuse your platform.
Well, it's pretty big concern for me personally, and for entire team for sure. So fortunately, again, just because we only develop and sell tools, so we do not touch your money, we do not touch your deposit, and all the stuff. We do not do any external or internal transactions with crypto or with money. So it's pretty hard to do any real scam on our platform. But we still have social part of the platform, and as soon as you're able to communicate with other users, you can always tell them something. Like, send me money, I'll give you beautiful, profitable signals. Give me money, I'll teach you how to trade profitably. And it's really funny that it was exactly the idea from the so let me start from the very beginning. So the biggest reason why we decided to build TradingView is to democratize access to the financial market, make information understandable and actionable, and improve the investing process to be safer, easier, and more social. So actually, our idea was to implement a social platform where people can learn from each other. Basically, this is why you can post ideas on TradingView, but you can't delete it. So
Like
you have this play button. So whenever you publish something, you can't edit or delete it. And this is only because we want to make it really transparent. And we called it ideas because we wanted people to teach each other, analyze the logic, and trying to be more efficient on the market, other than trade somebody's signals or use black boxes when you do not understand how it works. So the entire idea of TradingView is make it really transparent and like more like educational platform. But it's definitely that some people trying to exploit even this idea. So on the one hand, nowadays there are a lot of newbies which want profitable signals and do not want to understand how it really works. On the other hand, there are some people who are trying to exploit this and trying to sell like signals, education, all the stuff. And believe me, as soon as we receive any kind of scam reports, we always address this. So from our level, we ban these accounts. We always provide all the necessary information to police or FBI or whatever who requested it. But it's as soon as you have open social platform, as soon as it's possible to send a private message or communicate to users, there is always a possibility to exploit this. And yeah, we published a couple of blog posts on this topic specifically. We requested our users never ever to send money to other users, to buy something from other users, and all the stuff. But unfortunately, there is a segment of traders who always want like magic box with signals,
Yeah, of course.
and it's always a possibility to exploit such guys.
Yeah, and that's the sad part, and that's one reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. But all that to say, I'm gonna ask one more question. I know you have a long day ahead. So, what are the long-term plans for TradingView, and in what direction do you want to see TradingView evolve towards?
Yeah, absolutely. So long-term plan is actually to, again, from the very beginning, our biggest dream was to build a platform where people can get everything they need to become more efficient and more profitable on the market, inexpensive or even for free, and being able to learn how to do it better, because like this always gives you more freedom, more flexibility. And in order to achieve this goal, we are going to keep building more tools. And our goal basically is to provide the same functionality which professional platforms like Bloomberg has, but for the really low cost or for free. And there are a lot of things we still need to
Hey
do to
you,
make it
welcome to Base
happen,
TV.
because if you compare TradingQ to Bloomberg or to Reuters or to like this level of professional platform, you will find that these guys still have much more data, much more functionality. But like Bloomberg Terminal, it's probably $2,000 per month. So these things are really expensive.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do, we are trying to do like this small type of revolution, and trying to provide the same level of tools and functionality, but for retail guys like you and me. And it was our, by the way, it was our initial goal from the very beginning, because so when we started it in 2011, if you check a market that days, you will find out that like cheapest version of eSignal, for example, was 150 per month, Bloomberg 2000 per month, and so on. So we started from this idea from the very beginning, and we are going to complete it sometimes, but it's still a lot of things to accomplish for sure. Like I mentioned, auto trading, like more advanced back testing. Renko, by the way, you mentioned Renko. So nowadays, as most of the platform in the industry, we built Renko bars not on the tick data, but based on the smaller bars resolution, like for example on minute bars. So in perfect scenario, you have to build Renka on tick data, but like in order, like it's really hard to accomplish, because like in order to build deep enough history, you need somewhere to grab this tick by tick data, and like almost no exchanges provide you this history. Then you should keep like all tick by tick data on your server and being able to build bars out of. So like this is huge amount of data still. Like you can't even imagine how technically how hard to achieve this goal. That's why like most of the platforms use like simplified approach to build like Renko bars. It's still good enough. There is some difference, but like again, there are things we can improve to make things perfect, and this is like our goal for the next 2-3 years for sure.
Beautiful. Well, if there's anything that I can do to help, please let me know. I have my ears to the ground on this end. But Constantine, I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for coming on to bring what you have to say to the community. And I hope that to those listening here today, you guys get to know a bit more about TradingView, what their mission is, what they're aiming for, and
Hey, you.
all
Welcome to
that
Back
good
to
stuff.
TV.
So thank you very much, man. I appreciate you.
Well, and thank you very much for inviting me. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate the level you lead this discussion, really friendly, and I would be happy to keep doing this. So please ask your followers if this information is valuable. I am really open and ready to any type of questions. So
Cool.
I can explain almost everything what is happening on our side and explain why. So if you will feel that it's interesting, it's helpful, and let's keep doing this, because
Good.
for me it's critical as well. It should help us to build better product. And again, I'm not building this product for myself. I'm building it for you. So this type of communication is important, and I would be happy to attend whenever you need me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And what could be pretty cool is if one day I could get a couple traders in the space, people of different opinions, and bring you on board, and we can do a discussion of sorts. I think that would provide some real good value, because I only know so much myself. So that could probably spawn some good ideas for you guys.
Yeah, cool. Because again, I mentioned we did it before, like in 2013 with old school guys. So we did it exactly the same way. So we did hang out like 5 or 6 people
Nice.
with different type of questions, representing different like community and opinions. So it's a fun until it's friendly, and it's let's do it for sure.
I'm very down, Constantine. Awesome. Well, it was great having you, and thank you for Peter for putting this together. I really appreciate you as well, man.
Yeah, thank you, Peter.
Yeah, I appreciate you. So have a good day, my friend, and I'll be in touch.
Okay, take care. Let me know. Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Well, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will have him on in the future. I'll get some more guests on, and you guys have a great day. Appreciate you all.